Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a quick little fun tutorial. I know a bunch of people jumped on board when Crystal shared these cute little like Frappuccino cups. She made like a sequins mix with pom-poms on top and then like a little dangle charm hanging off the edge. So I was like, you know what, let's like make a McDonald's caddy, drink caddy for that. I know there's lots of caddies tutorials, but this one is specifically for these little cups from Amazon. They are so adorable, and it's gonna look something like this, and just enough room so that when I do dangle something from this, the dangles are going to hang off the sides of the little box. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna use 110 because I feel like it makes it really sturdy. I don't know how it would work with just regular scrapbooking paper, but I am going to layer mine up. So if you don't want to layer it up with other colors, you could just stick to your normal 110. 2 pieces of 6.5 by 5 3/8. So on the short side of your 8.5 by 11, you're going to cut it down to 6.5. No, I did not use my Tim Holtz distressor on this. This is just crusty, rusty blade. Okay, then on the long side, I'm gonna cut it down to 5 3/8. Oh my gosh, you guys. And then make sure the other piece you cut down to 5 3/8 as well. So here's your 2 pieces. Okay, now on the long side, you're gonna have to do this twice, so that's what that other piece is for. Long side of your paper, you are going to score at 1 1/4, 2 7/8, and 4 inches. Then you're gonna rotate it whichever way, because you're just scoring on the short side. You're gonna score at 1 1/4 and 4 1/8. 4 1/8, like so. And then on this, you are going to cut. So see your biggest rectangles right here. So, you know, holding it this way, you're going to just cut a slit here, slit on the other side, and slit on the other side, like that. And then you are going to cut these top upper rectangles out. So here, and then you're gonna cut here, cut this guy out over here. And for this purpose, I'm not going to score on all the score lines because I kind of don't want this middle one folded and creased. I mean, you could do it, but it kind of weakens the integrity of the box. Okay, and then this, you're gonna cut up. This you're going to cut out. Okay, so now you have that with your 2 little slits. Cut this out over on. Okay, so now you're going to fold on the score marks, just the first 2. You want that back panel straight, and then you can fold all the little legs. Not legs, but this ends up looking like a critter. Okay, so for this part, I'm just going to use hot glue. I love working with hot glue because it's fast and doing a tutorial. But you could use, you know, tape, wet glue. These inner, I'm going to start with these 2 inner pieces. So this one, just gonna get it all glued to this middle piece right here. Your middle panel is going to want to be on the very outside. And then again, I'm gonna, this top piece panel, I'm gonna bring it in, hot glue it, and bring it up and inside the panel, because they are different lengths. If you didn't measure exactly, like on the, sometimes I score funny, see how it has like a little bit of a lip? I'll just kind of go in there with my scissors and trim it a little bit. Not like a lot, but if it's bugging me enough, I'll go in and try to trim it a little bit. The next side's basically the 2 panels go in and the outside goes there. See this side, how it lines up perfectly? My other side doesn't because I probably didn't put it on the score board exactly. Okay, so there's that guy. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing one more time. Okay, so now you have your 2 identical little boxes. They line up nice and pretty. And this next step is completely optional. You can do a circle like I did, like this, like kind of like the little handle. And I used a 1.5 inch circle, or you can round the edges or you can completely leave it off. It's up to you if you don't have stuff like that. Or before you assemble it, you can run it through your die cutting machine while this is still flat and do like 2 circles, but make sure that they are perfectly, the 2 pieces of paper are on top of each other, and run it through with the die on top so that they do line up. I'm just going to get my circle. It only goes so far, so I'm going as far as it lets me. And then I want to even out the space that's on this side and on this side evenly. As you can see, as good as it's going to get, it's down flush and flat. And I'm going to punch it through. This is 110, so you can't punch through 2 sheets of 110. It just, my thing felt like it was going to bust open. So what I do then I just line these 2 up next to each other, like so. And on the whole side, you're going to get your thing again, and you're going to just line up your thing exactly on the circle so that you're getting an exact circle where it needs to be. Okay, so now I have 2 perfect circles that line up with each other. The next part, it is to put a panel piece on this right here. And if you don't want to do all the decorative pieces, you do not have to do that, but I'm going to. The back panel, pay attention to the pattern of your paper. I want this up and down. You are going to need a 2 5/8 by 3 1/2. You're going to need 2 of those, 3 1/2. So this goes perfectly right here, and it's going to go flush to the bottom. That way the edge all the way around like this area is pretty identical. Again, you're going to do the same technique with the circle. Going to like line it up so that you can see where you need to punch the paper. It kind of goes like that. So now I'm going to stitch this. Okay guys, once you, I sew those real quick, but when you are cutting the pieces off, I forgot to mention, save those 2 little pieces. I'm sure you just threw them to the side real quick, but you're gonna need those. Okay, I'm gonna glue this guy down on the inside panel, and I'm just gonna line it up with the circle exactly, and then go back in and do the other sections because hot glue dries super fast. Okay, so now I have my 2 little caddies. If you only want to make 2, you could probably just do 1 of these. But I like the way that it looks with 4. I'm going to glue these 2 pieces back to back. Now this thing feels so sturdy, so many layers. Okay. So now we're going to do the inner piece. You don't have to do this part. Like if you're lazy, like me, you could just put them in like here, or you can do a little strip in between the 2, like I did on this one. Little strips. I'm going to cut it down to about 1 1/8, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, rotate it all the way back around, and again add another 1/2 inch. And you're going to score one way and score the other one the other way. So you're going to have the letter Z, basically. Do that to the other piece as well. And now that I have my back panel in, if you don't do your back panel, you could have did this step right away. So I'm just going to glue one side for now. Center it best you can. The other panel, and just drop some glue in there, or you can use wet glue and repeat the same steps. It doesn't look like it's long enough, but it kind of pulls these pieces in just a tad, because if you make it a little bit bigger, it doesn't fit right. So better to have it a little bit smaller, and then just hot glue it and hold it. For this front panel, you are going to need a piece of paper that is 2 3/4 inches long by 1 inch tall. Okay, like that. And I'm going to do it for the back piece as well, like so. Side panel, you're going to cover up that whole thing. It is going to be 3 1/8 of an inch by 1 inch. So now you can stitch all these pieces if you want to do stitching. Quick little tutorial. Obviously way more steps if you do paneling and sewing, but you could do it pretty basic just like this in regular paper. You will see a seam and a crack down at the bottom. You can get really fancy with this and cut a square to cover the bottom, and you can also cut little squares to or a rectangle for the one piece before you insert this if you want like bottom pieces, but I'm not trying to do all that. Guys, I did go ahead and fill these and finish these. These are inspired by Junior's wifey on Instagram, you guys. She posted the cutest frappuccino decorated. Like I told you, she did the pom-poms and a sequins mix. She did charms in some of them, and then she had like a resin bow, but I didn't have any, so I just did these like ribbon bows. These were all gifted to me, and these are the Hobby Lobby ones. And they all have the same charm, a swan, a flower, and then a little pink star. This is Creative Mojo Wholesale Studio like chain. It's like a pink chain. It does leave a lot of dents in it and stuff though. So I didn't use the jump rings, but I did pom-poms, different color pom-poms on the tops. And then the little sequins are a little bit different, just super pastel, could all go, you could probably just throw these all in a mix together or separately, but they're similar, but all different. Super cute little caddy, go out with your girlfriends, like you would take this with you. Girls, I got 4 frappuccinos. So cute. All right, that is my video for today, and I will catch you guys on the next crafty video. Bye guys.